Hey YouTube, this is the Reluctant IB back again, and this is going to be commentary on some of the news that's out there. Again, we're just dealing with stuff in the community, right? All right, so we're going to deal with the unconstitutional laws, but we're going to look at the system that is truly against the black man. All right, and keep in mind that what is against the black men are not white people in particularly, but it's white people. Now let me explain that. It is the white system, and it is the white people with common law knowledge of their system being corrupt that work within that system. It's a white system where white people and of that system creatively thought of ways to subdue just everybody, to include white people. It's just that some white people are so racist that they don't understand that the only thing that's saving their butts is us. All right. Now, the white system only want white people in charge. Period. And when you listen to a clip, I have a clip of Omar Johnson, doctor, right? Dr. Omar Johnson, in his clip, brought out some interesting things about the five families, right? We do not know how big those families are. All right. Now, I can tell you that Trump wasn't supposed to run for president. They didn't think he would win, and he won. The reason why I was glad that he won, I explained to a brother, I said, Trump isn't for us, and I never expected Trump to do anything for the black community. But Trump's election stopped the onslaught on the black community from our second worst enemy. Our first worst enemy is the white system. Our second worst enemy is the black woman. The black woman works in cahoots for a reward for the devil, as in the Garden of Eden, to trick, connive, and get the man, the black man, into the white system, knowing that black men have the natural love for the black woman that the black woman do not have for the black man. See, we thought we had everything backwards. We had everything backwards. A sister is a woman that can walk away from that corruption, right? But the black women have been corrupted since the Garden of Eden. That's why the Most High says, and we shall rule over her. Genesis, 3rd chapter. Read it. It says the man shall rule. Now, understand this. The commandments was given to the black man. Period. Because we are the people of the Most High. Period. Because we are the people that are the strongest to keep the demons, which is these five families, at bay. Period. We are the light of the world. Period. And by we, I mean primarily the black people of the Americas. Period. And I'm not even considering the Africans, the black men of the continent of Africa, even though they are our brothers. But we have a wisdom. When you think about how we got here, we have a wisdom and a spirituality that is so strong, the group that was put on the slave ships here, period, because who was kidnapped was the best, the brightest, and the ones with the best ideas and the ones that had the know-how. Why? Because the white people needed builders. They needed planters. They needed people that understood agriculture. Period. That's why Africa is in the blight that it is in. You took the minds that would stand against the white people, meaning that who you took from Africa, kidnapped person by person, was the warriors. And then you left the women and the people that was in power that were making these deals to do with the women whatever they will in Africa. And remember, 2/3 of the population that was taken from Africa were men. Period. So when we got here, there was a shortage of women, but still, we were still prolific in our producing of offspring. Be fruitful and multiply, which caused fear to the white people. So they came up with all these systems to subdue that. Black women, being in the minority, were willing participants in creating a subculture, the mulattoes, that would still be against the black men and promote the ideas of white men within black society. All of your major HBCUs, mulattoes. All right. You had some mulattoes that were warriors, but for the most part, the ones that had white fathers, their job was to keep the natural blacks subdued. And the fathers of these mulattoes were the demon seeds. Not the ranch hand, not the regular hand, not even the dude that would sit out that sat on a horse with a gun. But we're talking about the plantation owners, the people that actually got rich off of our backs. All right, and so that's why I have this up here. Y'all can read it, right? Child support unconstitutional, says Minnesota. All right. Congress passed a law. President Ford signed it. But he said it was just too intrusive. But they'll make other laws to make it constitutional. They never did. Because this industry, child support is an industry, made white people rich. Lawyers, states, by collecting fees unjustly from black men as they were exploited by the black women. So, you know, this is what Minnesota came up with. So y'all freeze frame this and you pause this, right? And come back to it and read this for yourselves. Pause it and read it. But I want you to listen to this real quick.
So when we talk about propaganda, we got to recognize something, that most of the misinformation you get comes to you from 5 companies: AOL, Time Warner, and Walt Disney, Bertelsmann, Viacom, and Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. 5 families control all information. All your music, all your movies, all your DVDs, all your TV shows, all your empires and scandals and All of that come from 5 groups. The 5 families, baby. That's why all the news is the same. It's all the same. And the leaders of those 5 families all sit at the table of the Bilderberger family. The Bilderberg is the Council of 300. It's the organization of the white supremacist power structure. The 300 most important white men and women sit around that table and they dictate destiny for the world. And they're going to do that till black folks stand up and decide to dictate destiny for ourselves. Talk about a free press. Ain't no such thing as a free press. You know what they do to reporters who tell the truth? Your ass end up dead. Anybody saw the movie Kill the Messenger, came out last month? About the white reporter from the San Jose Times who uncovered the fact that the CIA was selling crack in the black community? Gary Webb. And they blew his damn brains out. Ain't no damn free press. If they ever catch you telling the truth about something white folks doing, you are out of here. I'm working on a newspaper too, the Umar Johnson newspaper. And we're gonna put out, I'm gonna have an exposed white supremacy page. Any type of racism that you go through, you wanna send it to me, I'm gonna put it right in that paper. You went into the supermarket and they followed your ass around the whole time you was shopping, they getting exposed. That's right, we wanna expose all their ass, Chinese store and all that. Expose all them dirty ass chicken wings, expose them. You know damn well there ain't no chicken you eat. What chicken you say look like this? That's a damn hand with finger that you talking about, that's a chicken. Have you ever noticed license and inspection never go to the Chinese store? Have you ever seen the city inspect a Chinese store for health? Has anybody? Nope. But let you open up a black restaurant in Reno. They be out there every day talking about you ain't got enough smoke alarms. You need an extra back door, your stove too small. You ain't got enough roach traps. They be all up in there. But they don't bother the Chinese store. $500 billion is what they spend on mind control. Can anybody tell me why the United States government spends $500 billion on media? You know why they spend $500 billion on media? Because white folk are a minority in the world. And the best way you can control the majority being a minority is you got to control the way they think. And that's the purpose of media. You stop people from going to war. Anybody ever heard of the Rockefeller Board of Education? Did y'all know the Rockefellers had their own Board of Education? Oh yes. Why would a family that's into global investment in oil start a school board when they ain't got no damn schools? Because the Rockefellers said if we want to control the world, we got to control the textbooks that the schools use. We have to make sure we know what they teach in the children, or otherwise they might teach the children to take our power. Why do you think your children don't get classes on economics, classes on real estate, classes on multinational investment? It's set up like that you don't get taught big business in school. That's how they set it up. You get taught how to work for white folks. And that's why the schools are closing down now. Because they don't need black workers no more. Don't y'all got schools closing down around here? Oh yeah, they shutting public schools down, baby. Ain't gonna be no public education in the next 50 years because they don't need no black workers in the next 50 years. They got the Mexicans here to do that. You're done. If you don't create an economy for yourself, you will die. You can pray all you want, march all you want, vote all you want. America no longer needs the black man's labor. America no longer needs the black woman's labor. That's why you can go to college and still not get no job, because they don't need you. This is the reality. Public schools were started to teach you how to read, how to write, and how to count so you can go work for Chevy. Go work for Walmart, go work for McDonald's, go work for the factory, but they done sent all those factories to second and third world nations, and the ones that's still here to give them to the Mexicans and Latinos. You ain't got no damn job. So what is the purpose of public school now? The purpose of public school now is to prepare black girls for poverty and black boys for jail. The new racism is to act like there is no racism. Intelligence testing. William Stern, a German Jew who was ultimately kicked out by Adolf Hitler, but he worked with Adolf Hitler for a while. And it was him who gave Adolf Hitler the science of intelligence testing that he made up to justify the extermination of European Jews. I don't know if y'all know this, but when they did the research on the Nazi exterminations, the Holocaust, most of the Jews they killed had an IQ test and they folded. They used the IQ test to justify extermination, just like the United States used the IQ test to justify sterilization of black folks. Half the states in this country did not let you have children or get married if your IQ score was below a certain point. America didn't copy Hitler. Hitler copied America. The whole Nazi science program was born right here. And Hitler was financed from Wall Street by European Jews. Why is that interesting? Because the first thing white folk want to tell black folk, black people sold you into slavery. Don't get mad at us because it was your own people who sold you. Oh, really? Why I ain't heard nobody tell the white Jew man yet that it was your own people who financed your Holocaust, so stop complaining about it. Black people need to get over slavery. Why y'all keep talking about slavery? Oh, really? Ain't nobody told the Jews that. They come out with a Holocaust movie every month. Look at the double standard. I didn't participate in your Holocaust, European Jew, but you damn sure participated in mine. You was the primary financier of most of the slave ships. You was the primary financier of most of the insurance companies that insured my body on arrival. But I helped you, European Jew. In World War II, it was a group of black soldiers known as the Liberators who went into the heart of Berlin and freed the European Jews from the worst concentration camps. I helped y'all. You hurt us. Don't ask me to cry no damn tears for you. Because you own the media companies that's putting out negative images of black men. You own the record companies that's putting out negative images of black folk. You own the magazines and the newspapers. Don't you dare say, I gotta cry a tear for you. I ain't got no tears for nobody but black folk. And I don't hate nobody else either. But my love is for mines. My love is for mines. I'm unapologetically African, and I'm gonna die that. I'm gonna die that. And you better die that too. The time has come for us to stop feeling insecure about being proud of who we are. The Latino loves being Latino and don't speak for nobody but the Latino. The Chinese love being Chinese and they don't speak for nobody but the Chinese. The Arab loves being Arabian and he don't speak for nobody but the Arab. It's time for the black man to love being the black man and don't speak for nobody but ourselves. What Marcus Garvey said? The most prominent prophet and king of Pan-Africanism, provisional president of Africa, the only black man to organize more than 1 million people, 15 million to be exact, the man who laid down the plan for every organization to come after me. I don't care what group you belong to, they copied Garvey, every last one. Garvey said if the black man is not careful, if the black man is not careful, he will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and die from the effects of it. Ain't that us? We drinking like hell, ain't we? Drinking.
All right, so a couple of things. The bed wenches, the evil ones. Their trap has been set also. They have conned black women and sent black men to be upset that Trump, oh man, I love the fact that Trump was elected. Not because I thought he was going to do anything, but I was waiting to see the hypocrisy of the black people and the white people that claim liberal love for everything. And I knew they were hypocrites because the only thing they seemed to love and march and cut for was evil. So the trap has been set for them. All right. And as I told the guy, it's time for black men to work together, and we do not need the presence of the black women to be working with us. As a matter of fact, we would be better off without them. Now, I will go far enough to say this. The men that need to work together are men that are the offspring of black men only. All right? Men that are offspring of the black men only. Everybody else could work in their particular groups, and maybe every once in a while we get together and talk about men's issues as a whole. But as far as the black community, we need to start with the black community first. And we need to go back to the biblical roots that your offspring has to be of a black man. And when we can't tell by the melanin in your skin, we'll just have to add who your daddy is. All right. And even if your dad is Pookie and Ray Ray Sr., that's good enough. All right. Then we can work together as black men. All right. Because we need to work together for a purpose that y'all don't see. And it's one that we should discuss with one another imperfect. We should discuss with one another in person. These women here, see them little blue things that they're holding up? That's their trap. As these Hispanics start getting educated, they're going to get bumped out too. One, because black women have been treasonous to the black man. And what white people disrespect more than anything are traitors. Right? But they'll use the mess out of a traitor. So black women, you're going to be used by the white man to the utmost. But you're still a traitor. To your sisters, to you sisters, we don't need your help. We can use your contribution. We don't need your help in leading anything. But know this, us men will have your back, because you are who we taking with us. In whatever we decide to do, we don't need the black women. We don't need any woman who I will refer to as a black feminist woman that think that they could come in, they're going to run anything a man has to put together. Us men, we're going to put it together, right? No women will be in charge of anything, but they will have a say, just like back in the day. Because how can we fix something if our canary in the minefield can't tell us what's wrong? Women, not black women, but you sisters, you ladies, that was your job, was to sound the alarm. Tell us what's wrong. And our job was to fix it. Y'all's job was to remind us that there is a problem. Our job was to analyze whether you BSing or if it's a problem, but then fix it. But even if you're BSing, we still look at whatever the issue is and then make a decision about it. That's what y'all's job were. Y'all's job were never to fix a problem, because you can't. If you could, the black community would not be in such despair as it is. Instead, as black women were put in charge, and remember with your trap, this is what they created. The negative image of the black man. I know they're joking here, right? And it's kind of funny with the little goat in there, right? And so this would not be that. Because we understand they're playing. This would. This is what the black women created. All right. This is what they've created. And we can't teach these boys nothing until the white men catch them up and then they learn a few lessons. But the Most High is going to have to be at them. All right. This is also what the black woman created. They created more of themselves. Only they multiplied evil in the land of the black people. All right. And they kept multiplying evil. So you see how it started off with 2. Now there's many. And as you see in the bottom right, oh, them black women love this, right? They love them gay, masculine dudes with the deep voice. Them same women that's clowning me about my voice are quick to talk to these Negroes, all these Negroes here. Oh, and these Negroes here. See, because thug is the new gay. Because thugs are screwing everybody, to include other thugs, gay men, black women. All the people that's doing things not according to the commandments. And you see a bunch of dudes just sitting around and looking. You see females there, right? Right? All these tatted up jailhouse dudes coming out, lifting weights, pumping iron and stuff like that. This is what the black women have turned the community into, because these boys, when they were boys, didn't have men to teach them how to be men. You had black women that taught them anything goes. It's all about money. You can stick your thing anywhere, right? And then they learned by the actions of black women that it is better for you to have sex and not have money, because you in and out of jail anyway. So what they going to do? And here's the thing. Them women keep throwing poo nanny at them thugs, right? And then these women now fight like witches. The black women have turned ultra violent. The thugs have turned ultra feminine while putting on the era of masculinity, because they go lift weights. But everything about them and their behavior says not men, not good men. They're just males. And black women love that mess. All right? So we need to promote the positive image of black men. And what's the positive image of black men? It's just us being regular black men, being unashamed black. Right now, I'm walking around with my fro. I came down here with braids in my hair. Because for all my life, I was like, until I start studying about the hair of black people, I was like, wow, it's communication with the Most High. Our fro, them braids, the blackness. I showed you how them children was when I walked through the airport. I was getting ready to say I felt like OJ, but I don't want to go there. That's the only thing I could think was him running through airports. You know, I'm old school, right? But you know, here for some reason, man, people reaching. But I've had that effect on children everywhere. Funny how children can still recognize a good, strong man. And they do recognize me as strong. You know who don't? Black women. Right? So for you sisters, yeah, you're not going to be a part of this movement as far as leading anything. But if you want to follow, we down with you. Because you're the first ones we snatching up when it's time to go. But we'll know who you are because you'll be united with us. You know, as sisters, as us being your head. And we ain't going to deal with this image of black women. All right? Because one, this is false. Two, they never get anything done. 3, this has been highly destructive, and everything in the black community proves it. With that said, I'm out. Let's not forget to get those thumbs up. Excuse me. Like, share, subscribe, and when you subscribe, click that notification bell. If you care to donate to my channel, what it does in the community, my PayPal me, and for the community, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. And of course, let these black women and these simps and all the thug trash that they've created hit that wall. All right. At least the thugs can be reformed. The simps ain't no helping them. Peace.